Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is MichelleAna. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before and you're already subscribed, hey girl. I feel like I have not filmed this type of video in such a long time, like literally just sit and talk. I have no notes. Sometimes I do have a little bit of notes, but really this whole video stemmed from a book that I'm currently reading that I will share with you. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but let's just go for it. Max Lucado, and it's called Anxious for Nothing. This is the book that I'm currently reading, and I picked it up this weekend, and it's called Anxious for Nothing, Finding Calm in a Chaotic World. So this weekend, I think it was Hobby Lobby. I was at Hobby Lobby and I saw this book. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. And it wasn't really anything deep, but just feeling just a little anxious about things that are coming up. But my life is I feel like God has had me in these like kind of just different seasons and different stages. And you know, when you trust God, you really just trust that He has all things in His hands, that He has everything under control, and that no matter what life looks like, He's going to literally use it all and make something beautiful out of it. And I am a firm believer of that. And so but I think that one of the hardest adjustments for me after my husband passed away has been just making clear-cut decisions on my own and not really having a companion to kind of make those decisions with me. And I think that that's the area that God really has been stretching me in, because He really wants me to feel confident and trust that He's the one that is guiding me and that is helping me and that is giving me the strength, the boldness, and the confidence to make these life-changing decisions, or even just daily activities, you know, or decisions. And I think that the daily stuff, like, I could work it out and I'm good. It's the life-changing things that are like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had somebody that I could talk to in terms of like someone who's going to be doing this with me. And I think that that has been the area that has been really challenging for me, and even more so recently. A few months ago, I moved out of my parents' house, and not even just out of my parents' house, okay? I moved out of the state where I used to live in South Carolina. You guys know that. You guys have followed me in my vlogs, you know, kind of like what my life is looking like right now. But more so recently, I have felt the urgency of moving back to New Jersey. And I feel like I'm gonna do a whole nother video about what I've learned in my time here thus far in South Carolina, which has been so like, oh my God, so insightful. And but like I said, that's gonna be a whole nother video. But I think that I've had just this urgency, and I know that when God puts something on my heart, I could pray about it, but God will do stuff so suddenly where it's like, okay, I gotta go now. Like, now is the time that I have to do this. And it's so funny because like I could feel like it takes forever, but when it happens, when I have to make the decision, or when the decision is being made and kind of like verbalized and received in my heart and mind, like I'm completely aligning to what I'm being called to do, that's when it's like things happen so fast. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you already know this. But I am gonna be moving from South Carolina, which I'm like kind of sad because I really love my church down here. But like I said, I think that when God calls you to do things, you may not hear the audible voice of God or anything like that. And if you do, that's pretty dope. But that's never been the case for me. But I think that there are things in confirmation and things that happen in your life that it's just like, oh yeah, I got to go. And then it's also like, you can't stay stuck, you know what I mean? If you feel the inclination to make a decision, you just have to make the decision. Sometimes as believers or as Christians, we feel like, oh, you know, and I made a whole video about this, but like sometimes we stay stuck on, I need to pray about it. a certain amount of time, and I need to sit on it, and then 10 years pass and you still talking about this book you wanted to write 10 years ago. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. And that's just like the tough love that I confront with myself and in my own life. And yeah, like it's just been major adjustments like these past like 2.5 years, and it's just a lot of it has to do with God just stretching me to really get to know who I am and my identity in Him. And so going back to the book, I picked up the book because there's just like so much going on. Like I wasn't even planning on sitting here to film this video, but I felt led to. And I just want to share like a few things that, like I said, popped out to me. All right, so one of the first things that I want to point out was anxiety and fear are cousins, but not twins. Fear sees a threat, right? Anxiety imagines it. Fear screams, get out. Anxiety ponders, what if? Fear results in fight or flight. Anxiety creates doom and gloom. And then what I want to land on is this one phrase that was like, oh my God, why do I keep saying phrase? Sentence. And it says, the presence of anxiety is unavoidable, but the prison of anxiety is optional. So that right there, I needed to kind of like chew on that. It's basically saying to me that anxiety is inevitable, right? It's gonna happen, you're gonna feel it, and it's just a reality of the world that we live in, this like stress-induced world. But it's our option whether we want to say yes to the prison of anxiety, or we're just gonna feel our anxiety, go through with it, and decide to shift our perspective. You guys know I talk about this all the time, and I'm more so talking about like surface level anxiety. I know that some people really need medication and things to really help them out, and I do believe in a God of healing, and I know that God is able to do the exceedingly and abundantly and just heal those areas of our lives. But let's be real, God put doctors on this earth, God put, you know, natural remedies on this earth, and like all these different things, medication to just help aid in those things. But I'm more so talking in my personal experience that had I not made the decisions that I made for me, right, and to progress my life forward and to move forward in life, I would have found myself in several different prisons filled with the walls of anxiety. I would have found myself in a very stagnant and stuck place. And I have had moments of intense anxiety, probably maybe a handful of times, or maybe like 2 or 3 times in the past 2 years, year and a half. And it's not fun, and it's real. But it's definitely not fun. I think just even thinking about it, it's just like, oh my God. So I know it's real. But the reason why I wanted to do this video is because, you know, as my life is shifting and I've got to make decisions and just be adulting, you know, this year, I'm going to be 29 years old. And although that sounds like, you know, I don't have it all together, I am walking this out, and I feel like you guys are literally with me, behind me, literally walking this out with me. And so as my life continues to unravel itself and I'm making decisions to better myself and to really seek the will of God for my life, I am literally learning as I go, and I'm trusting God as I go. So if there's anything that you get from this video is, one, don't feel guilty for the anxiety that you feel. It's very, very real. It's very real. But the other thing that I want you to know is that it's an option. It is your decision. It is your perspective that is going to get you out of the of the stagnancy that anxiety brings, because that thing is really, really real. And I'm not just talking about this because it's like a sexy topic and everybody wants to talk about anxiety and depression and all that stuff. No, I am talking to you from an experience, or from someone who has experienced anxiety, really wants to see the people of God and just everyone in general freed from the idea that you have to become a slave to anxiety. There are ways to help shift your perspective, and I think that one of the ones that I have found comfort in is prayer and the Word of God. And so every single day, and I'm gonna make a video about my morning routine, because I think that's really, really important. Although I feel like I could talk to God all day, every day, right? We could pray to God, we could talk to Him in the car, in the gym, whether it's doing your hair, doing your makeup, whatever you're doing, you could talk to God all day. But for me personally, it is critical for my well-being and just my sanity to have like an allotted time in the morning to just really pray, journal, and spend time with God and read His Word and read the promises that He has over me. Like Psalms is amazing. Also just like reminding myself who He sees, like how He sees me and my identity in Him. I think that that's so important to hold on to with all of your being, right? To know who you are. Like there's a lot in store in you that God put in you and you alone. And the story that you've lived is not in vain. The things that you've seen, it's not in vain. The experiences that you have had is not in vain. Like God is using all of that to give Him glory through your life as the vessel that you are. And so for me in the morning, it's critical for me to have like that appointment, like that meeting with God set. So I haven't filmed that video yet, like that morning routine video yet, because I wanted to make sure and solidify that it is something that I actually concrete do. And although life changes happen and that may change eventually or whatever, it's something that if I feel like it's possible and it's attainable, like I want you guys to have that information as well. So for me, that is very critical when I'm facing day-to-day pressures or stressors or whatever. And when I feel my mind spinning out of control with thoughts that are not our imagination or things that are not even a reality, I kind of have to come out of myself and be like, all right, girl, get over yourself. And I need you to come back to this. Come back to alignment to what God has for you. I want to conclude this video by asking you guys, one, what have been scenarios or situations, not specifics, but instances where anxiety, you just felt anxiety kind of creep up on you, and what did you do to help aid that anxiety? Was it a certain song that you love? Was it kind of like literally breathing exercises? What are some things that help you in those moments of intense anxiety? Because I think that other people, I don't want you guys to just hear from me, but I want you guys to see that what other people do. So to make that answer clear from my end is just having that critical time with God in the morning and really just inviting Him into my day and giving Him my day and allowing God to like be the center of it. And in those moments of anxiety, I literally have to talk to myself like, girl, get your life. So I want to hear back from you guys and really just have this conversation, because I think that so many people, yes, are talking about it, but like, let's talk about practical solutions. Yes, we could pray. Yes, we could pray, girl. We can pray, but we need to help the people of God and everyone in general with practical things that will be able to help, that don't risk your health, that don't harm others, and just really kind of bring you back to focus. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to pick up the book, I'll try to leave a link in the description box below. And yeah, if you pick it up, let me know. And if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, I really hope that you do subscribe. If you're not, it's okay. But if you are subscribed, make sure that you push the notification bell so that when I upload, you guys are the first to know, because y'all be rolling in deep. When I first post a video, it's like boom, notification squad, be here, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's kind of like my life update, book I'm reading, and a little bit about anxiety. I know that this topic is very complex. I know that we can get super into it and into more detail, but I kind of wanted to start light. Yeah, start light. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.